God. Alright, here we go. We are headed towards those grand finals that you were talking about for the first time in ESL Open Cup Asia. TvT.
Such a surprise here, but here we are. A historic moment in ESL Open Cup Asia. It took 89 of these to happen, Light. 89 ESL Open Cup Asias for us to get to a TvT finals, and we are kicking that off, that finals here on Lightshade LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. The Red Terror player coming out from the land of Korea. He is, of course, going to be representing his team, Shopify Rebellion, as well as his very own puppy. He is ByuN.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the South Korean Terran player. He is blue, representing Good Game Gaming. GGG. It is Dream.
Okay. 2 racks coming out from ByuN.
Oh.
Already, we're just starting our finals, Light. And ByuN just bringing out the big guns.
Let's go. So ByuN opening up very aggressively here with his 2 Raxes. Meanwhile, Dream is at the moment none the wiser, as I imagine he's going to be sending an SCV across the map pretty soon. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. This is the thing, right? Like ByuN in peak form, which arguably, whether he is currently or not, like, give him some Reapers, let this man micro with whatever he can, and he can make some magic happen.
And he is looking to make that magic happen. Dream, no. Dream is doing that Terran thing, right, where he's like, you know, this is a ladder game, right? I don't need to SCV scout, I'll have my Reaper out. What could my opponent really be doing?
Yeah.
2 racks Reaper.
Exactly. Like, ByuN wouldn't 2 racks Reaper me, right? And if he is, you know what? I'm just gonna check the edges of the map just in case there's some crazy going on. But what's crazy is what's coming.
Right up.
Exactly, as the Reaper's about to show up, and the CC is going to be delayed. Oh, no,
Dream, maybe.
never.
Okay, looking to group up with his other Reaper first.
ByuN, what just happened is that ByuN assumed that Dream was in a better position than he really was.
Yeah, well, I guess you don't want to be distracted, right, with the... Oh my god, Dream is actually winning this Reaper battle.
Oh yeah, exactly. There we go.
You're mocking ByuN a little bit, like, mate, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened to your control, man?
Hey, you lost it in the military. Old man hands, mate. Jesus Christ. But the counter smack talk after Dream loses his own Reapers.
I dealt with your Reaper now, Dream. How about them potatoes?
What are you gonna do about it, clown? That's basically what ByuN just said in Hangul. Oh god. Much. Korean is such a beautiful language. Alright, here we go.
Very rich language. Rich Korean people. No,
oh my god.
Kills the Hellion with the Reapers, and now there's nothing to stop the onslaught of Reapers jumping into his base. ByuN trying to bait these SCVs into Hellion range, but gives up on that once he sees the Cyclones out. He delays the natural base, he gets a couple of SCVs, he maintains map control. That should be enough for him to control a bit of a lead.
You say it should be enough, but he wants more. Once again, he resets the Marine count. He delays the CC even longer by sniping the SCV once again.
You should really type another backwards F. At this point.
Oh my god.
I don't... What is that letter called in Hangul?
I have no idea.
I just call it backwards F.
Oh, it's me. He's laughing, mate. He's laughing.
Yeah,
laughing in his face.
It is a symbol for laughter for some reason.
It is. Oh boy. This is the sound that one makes when they laugh. Meanwhile, 2 more Reapers are diving into the main base of Dream. We do have a lock on, so it looks like these Reapers are going to be taken down. But at least he was able to sneak into the main base, confirm what the production was looking like for Dream.
Yeah, confirms that it's a 1-1-1, very standard coming out from Dream. Marines, Ravens, and tanks.
Oh.
ByuN going for Marines, tanks, and Banshees.
Interesting move here again. ByuN showing us or maintaining the role of being the aggressor here, not going for those Ravens. It is kind of a risky move, to be honest, just because we know how important Ravens are in this matchup and how much value they hold. So, bold move, ByuN.
See if it pays off. I do like that he's not getting cloaked, though. Be a bit of a waste of gas here. He knows that Ravens are coming out.
Yeah, it would be a waste indeed, but regardless, he's looking to try and find some damage with this Banshee. Meanwhile, out comes Dream. We have a pretty large army, but oh my god, we do have an interception here.
ByuN almost gets that Raven, but it is able to back away in time. He does have the opportunity as well to maybe try to catch a tank or two with his Banshee, but ByuN instead decides to go all the way into the mineral line, which I like a lot. He knows that the army is across the map.
Yeah, like what is there at home that shoots up? We have a Raven, we have a tank, we have 2 Marines, so this Banshee will be able to find some damage. Meanwhile, Dream is attempting to push his way up this ramp, but takes a tank volley to the face.
Does something just get cancelled?
I heard it too. I thought it was a tank shot, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Potentially, yeah. Alright, this bunker will be salvaged in time, so ByuN getting a bit of a refund. Meanwhile, that Cyclone has not stopped, by the way. It is now dead, but it has been able to get quite a number of worker kills as in addition to that Banshee, so ByuN securing a pretty comfortable lead on 10 more SCVs, plus all the mules.
Very comfortable indeed. Meanwhile, he's sharking around. He wants that Raven if it ever extends, if it ever goes too close to try and disable one of those tanks. Meanwhile, 3rd Raven shows up. Jesus Christ.
And a couple more tanks as well. This is so risky for ByuN. He only now has a Viking. I feel like this is just about going to be enough. Nothing to really deter this. Oh, but Dream isn't sieged up, and ByuN still has a much better Marine count.
Oh,
plus Stim.
Mate.
He jumps on forward on top of all those unsieged tanks.
Yeah.
Dream, overconfident once again.
Jesus Christ, who the hell needs tanks? Not ByuN, as all he needs are man with gun, as even though his own tanks were disabled, he just stims on forward, runs on forward into the entire army of Dream and just takes everything out. At least these Ravens survived, but oh my god.
That was not a fight that Dream should have lost. Again, I just kind of feel like he got kind of bloodlusted there. He saw an opening, he tried to end it, unsieged all his tanks, went on forward, but it was not going to be enough.
And it was his downfall. Meanwhile, the Ravens, ooh, they just barely back off in time. It was almost a nice focus fire there by ByuN. He draws away the attention of a lot of the army, and now in comes ByuN towards the natural. Tank is exposed.
His tanks that were disabled earlier on were not taken out, and now they're looking to starve out Dream. The parade push is real.
Oh, that it is. We just have a massive rally coming across the map for ByuN. Meanwhile, the Ravens come in once again for a disable. This time, one of the Ravens does die.
And there's still one tank around to maintain a little bit of zoning potential here for ByuN. Not like he really needs it. Look at that Marine count. Look at those landed Vikings go to town on the tanks. GG. ByuN takes game number 1. Never doubt his Reaper control again. Dream.
Exactly. Dream starting off again. Very cocky, even putting it in the chat. And he was punished for it, mate.
Man, is Dream going to be the new Dark?
I mean,
in 2022, in the Terran Dark, he was making his way there.
He
right?
was the Terran Dark back in I want to say 2016.
Was he?
Yes, they were both on SKT together. Actually, fun fact.
They were.
And I remember like we would joke as apparently Enki is gonna dive in. But there were some jokes that Dark was like influencing Dream a little bit too much.
Maybe the other way around there.
Potentially.
But I like this, you know. We got some smack talk, but no hard feelings. Dream, he's like, I can't believe I lost that game. Well played, man. That's what I'm gleaming, though. I'm seeing a lot of, I think that Hangul letter is called Kek, or Ke. Because sometimes when it's Romanized or Romanized, it's like instead of backwards F, backwards F, backwards F.
Yeah. Shaking my head.
That's how I learn languages. That's how I learned Deutsch. Just as a shout out to your shoulder. But meanwhile, yes, we are going to be continuing our series here on 2000 Atmospheres LE. We're in the top right-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have the red Terran player coming out from the land of Korea. I'm not even going to try to like quote a pop song from the 2000s at him, because if you ever watch his stream, that's his entire playlist. Pop songs from the 2000s and early 2010s. Gotta appreciate it. He is representing Shopify Rebellion. He is, of course, ByuN. Gotta love his playlist, man.
Oh, yeah. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have South Korean Terran. It's one of the, it doesn't fit anymore because he used to be like the cocky teenager. Yeah. And he's no longer a teenager. Yeah, he's an old man, mate. Oh my god, we have representing Good Game Gaming GGG. It is Dream.
I just want to put together like a show match team, like a show match clan war, where on one end we'll have like Dark, Dream, Demi, you know, all these players who aren't afraid to speak their mind when it comes to balance and whatnot. If Innovation was still playing, I'd put him in that team. And then on the other hand, we'll have like the Pure Souls.
I think
with like Cyril.
Well, I mean, you say Pure Soul, really you mean Dead Inside.
Dead Inside, yeah, exactly.
Of Cyril and Innovation, you know, no emotion.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
I mean, I was thinking more of the angle of like, you know, the players who, you know, just never speak about balance. So ByuN would be there, but he's not necessarily dead inside. He's dead on the outside, but never on the inside.
It's one of those things where what I'm happy about is that as ByuN shoots first. Yep. Oh my god.
Quinoa?
Jesus, shaking my head, Dream. But I'm happy to hear that Dream still has that attitude about him, because I know that it is something that wasn't necessarily, or it doesn't stick around for all players. I think the biggest example of that,
even Dark is starting to get humbled.
Yeah, the biggest example of that is, or the most drastic example is Keen. Solid feels bad, man. I know like Wax Angels even like tweeted about it before, where it's sad where like there's like this famous gif of a player, and then you look at like current day and like Keen, like even though like he used to be like one of the players who was always smiling and like cocky,
all of his promotional pictures are always like he's forcing it. You look at his eyes and it's like, mate, the military has done things to me, alright? I wasn't even in active combat, I was just...
So, yeah, unfortunately
not been able to play StarCraft for that long.
Yeah, that kind of left him, you know, like, feels bad, man. But, you know, Dream isn't like that, you know, he's still a child.
Yeah. Whoa! Whoa! That's good, I guess? It's kind of a backhanded compliment.
It wasn't meant to be, mate.
You're like, what do you mean? I was trying to insult him.
Yeah, mate. Fire in the chat, Kappa.
Screw him.
But yeah, ByuN, he commits with the Reapers. 5 SCVs go down, but this will prompt a counterattack. ByuN, he's going across the map with not just his Reapers, but also with his tanks and a couple of bio units to support.
It's very important that ByuN was able to scout that tank. He knows that the medevac is here, so he hasn't really seen the pickup, but he knows it's a possibility that Cyclone not quite in a position to deter this, but it's a drop in the low ground, so ByuN at least has the high ground to retreat to. He has a tank of his own. Dream can't really push into this, but he can delay the natural base for such a long time.
That he can, but at the same time, we do have a drop here for ByuN. He wants to try and reciprocate. He wants to try and do the same here. We do have a Cyclone, but no tanks at all defensively for Dream.
Yeah, there is a Cyclone, and without Sim, these Marines can't really fight the Cyclone unless Dream overextends, which he's kind of doing.
A little bit. He does target down the medevac, but the medevac just barely manages to survive. What I will say is that, again, because ByuN does not have a tank here of his own, like, this will eventually, or should eventually, get cleaned up.
Medevac control is on point for ByuN. Hasn't lost it yet, but finally it will go down to the Cyclone. And ByuN able to clean up on his side of the map too. He's building even more tanks out. He's been able to chase Dream away. Yeah, all things considered, both players have evened out despite the amount of SEV kills that ByuN was getting and the amount of lost mining time that Dream was forcing from ByuN.
Yeah, very impressive from both players, right? Like, it did feel like Dream's push was a little bit stronger there, but because of the positioning of ByuN behind the mineral line, like, there just wasn't any mining there regardless. So, yeah, both players kind of, I guess, like, equalizing in a way.
Yeah, pretty much. And we'll see who this ends up benefiting. I feel like, I mean, they're both teching in basically the same direction, although once again, Dream prioritizing his Ravens, ByuN on the other hand, not making a starport unit, prioritizing Vikings. Okay, so playing this out a lot more standard, but also a lot more safe.
Yeah, I kind of like this. So as you said, like, there's risk reward, right? Obviously, he doesn't have a spellcaster like a Raven to add to things, but we saw that he didn't even need them in the previous game, right? Like, which was crazy. It's crazy to think about how ByuN is approaching this TvT. He has to be careful because, again, he still has to respect the Ravens, but with the added value of these Vikings, like, he eventually will be able to dominate the skies.
Yeah, what use of Ravens if they get shot down before they can cast their spells?
Yeah, and that Raven taking a lot of damage there. Meanwhile, the Banshee comes in across the map. Some of the production is going to be delayed. Once again, Dream going for triple Raven.
Huh. Which, I mean, yeah, the Raven Arms race was a bit of an interesting phenomenon towards the end of last year, Light, wasn't it? Where every Terran player was like, I'm gonna find what the golden ratio of Ravens to get is, and yeah, it looks like most of them decided that 2 to 3 is what you want to get. 1 is too little. 4 is gonna cut into your supply a little bit too much.
Yeah, like 2 is typically the standard here. It's just so interesting that we have 2 completely different styles here, where Dream goes 1 extra with 3, and ByuN doesn't get any at all.
Yeah, he gives both of his Ravens to Dream, but he breaks one of them mid-transition.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. Meanwhile, here come, you know, those Vikings. This is like a bold move as well by ByuN. Again, only just barely getting air superiority with those Vikings, and then going hard, quickly into Liberators.
Yeah, for now he's going to be using them more to harass, which I kind of like, because on the one hand, as you were saying, only a couple of Vikings out. It's technically air superiority, but air superiority compared to your opponent having literally 0 Vikings. It can, just like that, Dream has been able to retake the Viking count, or get ahead of the Viking count.
Yeah, just like that, he takes out the Vikings of ByuN. Meanwhile, the rest of the Liberators are about to show up, and oh, it looks like they do want to actually, some of them go to harass, the others try and reinforce, but one of the Liberators gets picked off.
Like so. Very valuable target there for Dream, but the harassing Liberators will eventually be dealt with, but not before getting a whole ton of SEV kills and forcing a ton of lost mining time.
Jesus.
10 SEVs go down.
Yeah.
Another fantastic lead for ByuN, and the siege line ain't lifting.
The one downside, though, is that ByuN, he's doing a really good job at harassing, but he's continuing to lose his Vikings. Oh, the missed rally as well. Both of these Vikings are going to go down. The Liberators all got taken out as well. Like, he's relying on just Marines and tanks at the moment, which is not necessarily ideal for a TvT.
Yeah, now he's kind of giving up this position. He has the siege. That's his only hope of, you know, surviving the breakout. But look at all of those disables.
Yeah.
ByuN like, okay.
Ooh. That was a really rough move there, and now ByuN is going to lose every single tank and potentially the game after this blunder, mate.
Look at that army supply plummet. I want to see that army supply graph after this game. Dream, 60 army supply. ByuN, 31. Doesn't matter that he has +1 infantry weapons.
Oof, yeah, like this is brutal, mate. Like I don't know if there's any way for ByuN to hold here. Like what do we have? 5 tanks, we have 2 ravens as well. Only a handful of marines are coming out. We see another disable.
Yeah, ByuN has a lot of barracks, so he is getting out a ton of marines. If he can control them well enough, spread them out well enough, then maybe he can make something happen. But 'twas not to be the case. GG is called. Dream ties up the series sideways 1-1.
GG, well played there. ByuN, I just, yeah, not really respecting like the meta and being like, you know what, I'm gonna do my own thing. And then Dream's like, mate, there's a reason why we do this.
I feel like, yeah.
He's like, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, we do see some Terran players skip out on their Ravens just to, get ahead on the Viking count early on, right? Get ahead on the Viking count, get a strong ground army, and then just try to make sure, as best as possible, to zone out their opponent's Ravens with their Vikings, essentially forcing them to be dead supply. But ByuN got very far ahead of himself when he got 3 Vikings, and then decided to switch into Liberator production. Yeah. Calm down, buddy. Like, you need a few more Vikings before that happens.
Yeah, that he did. Unfortunately, he did not have them. And now, as a result, we're getting into game number 3.
That we are here on Oxide LE. We're in the top right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have the red Terran player coming out from the land of Korea. He is, of course, going to be representing Shopify Rebellion. There's no acronym for that. Previously, occasionally, known as Speak Now, but now, using his actual name, the name we all know him as, ByuN.
And spawning in the bottom left, and also kind of the top left. We have the South Korean Terran player currently tied up 1-1 in this best of 5 grand finals. It's the Korean Terran representing Good Game Gaming. GGG, it is a dream.
That's a number of Raxes.
That is a number.
Number is higher than 1.
This is true. This is
number
true.
Is lower than 3. What am I thinking of, Light? What is the number in my head? What's the number of Raxes that Dream has?
There's no numbers in your head.
It's higher than 1?
There's no numbers. What are you on about? That's a trick question, mate. I saw what you were doing there. Oh god, but yeah, we do have Reapers on the way here for Dream. Proxied very close to ByuN, and we'll see how good the control is going to be from ByuN, and whether he's going to get an inkling of this a little bit sooner, which at the moment doesn't look like it's going to be here. Not going for an SCV Scout.
Yeah, ByuN pulling a bit of a Dream pulling a bit of a ByuN.
The tables have tables
across the map. Yeah, the tables have topped. I mean, you would know all about tables now, like after yesterday.
That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Oh boy, and yeah, this is getting a little bit worrisome. Here we go. It looks like Dream is gonna pull the trigger. He's diving in with 2 Reapers, head towards the main base of ByuN. ByuN responding, does wall off and does pull the boys.
Playing very safe here. Does not want to even bother trying to start a step. As he knows, 1 Reaper can beat 2. 1 Reaper cannot defeat 2 Reapers, but 2 Reapers
Miss Rally
could even potentially beat 3, but not if they get misrallied, and not if they get caught out.
Exactly, that was so close. ByuN has to be so careful with his control. He cannot afford to lose a single Reaper right now, as he buys enough time for a Hellion.
And that should just about be the end of this harass. ByuN is producing a couple of Marines, just in case, but yeah, the Hellions and Reapers really should be able to deal with this, and Dream has stopped making Reapers, but hasn't lifted his Raxes yet.
Yeah, not yet, as all the Reapers are going to be cleaned up. Only 2 Reapers remaining here. I actually decided to make a Marine. Interesting choice here, as again, I mean, it's still going to be cleaned up, and I'm just so surprised that he's committed. Like, he's still producing.
But rallying them back home, too.
Yeah, that he is, I guess, making an extra wave of Reapers before he lifts up, just to make sure he has an army of some kind to keep an eye on things and keep ByuN at home.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way to get map control. So your map control, ByuN, moving across the map with his Hellions.
Yeah, he does check, confirms that we do have liftoff with the Raxes.
Get off from the launch pad, yeah.
To the moon, mate.
Question mark, yeah. Where there is oxygen? Question? No?
There is Oxide.
Ah.
As we're actually going back home, meanwhile, we do have Dream going for his natural base, but it is significantly later compared to that of ByuN, as ByuN is already landing his on location.
But to turn to an orbital, he made a couple of SCVs. Dream may have more, but ByuN is actually the player who's able to mine with them.
Exactly. Oh boy, so Dream a little bit behind when it comes to the economy, but we'll see how ByuN can adapt. Something that I'm concerned about is that, I mean, Dream is doing standard things. Like, this is what we expect to see from, you know, Terran in current day in 2021. ByuN just seems to be going for his own style. Is he going to go for a Banshee again like he has been, or is he actually going to embrace the Raven?
Keep my eyes on that production tab, and it will be a Raven. How many, though?
4.
Okay. That's one more than 3. And one less than 5. What number is it?
Oh. We're about to
Yes,
find
it's
out.
4.
As the Hellions do try and dip in, but the Reapers were in position. Ooh, it looks like the tank should be enough to just barely take out the Hellion, and wow, both Reapers survive.
Huh. Surprising result, honestly.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Am I crazy, or did ByuN target his own medevac?
No,
with his Hellion. Cyclone, sorry.
I kind of saw that, but I also don't want to believe that was the case.
I think he did. I was shocked. I was shocked looking at ByuN's Cyclones and their shots just going off into the distance towards his medevac. And I was like, what? I need to keep an eye on the instant replay for that, but that was that's crazy if that's what just happened.
Wait, hold up. Friendly fire doesn't show up, does it?
I think it does.
One dead medevac.
It is one dead medevac.
That's the only medevac, right?
Yeah.
This game. I mean, it may have still been weakened by his Cyclones and then killed by a Marine of Dream. That could have still happened.
True. I mean, it. You know, it has been a long broadcast day. You know, it is a Sunday, right? Like, maybe we're seeing things, maybe we're hallucinating a little bit here as the Marines of ByuN meet those of Dream, and ByuN is getting on top of the tanks.
Really good stutter stepping coming out from our Red Terran player. Takes out one of the tanks and resets the Marine count. Also forces even more Raven energy out from Dream.
Ooh. At the same time, that Raven for ByuN was meant for harassment, as another auto turret is about to be thrown down in the main base of Dream.
And players are at not quite a stalemate, as again, both players are trying to harass as best they can, but yeah, they're pushing into each other with very low supply armies.
Well, like, where are the reinforcements here? Like, I'm really concerned for these two tanks, as there we go, the auto turret gets thrown down, and the tanks get on siege. Like, Dream is about to lose them.
Just like so. Thankfully for Dream, there's no third base there to lose. Non-thankfully for Dream, he doesn't have a third base, and ByuN does.
Okay, it's about to be on stream. Show us the what? Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. It's fine. Yeah.
It was Dream. Thank God.
Woo.
Thank God we are losing our minds and ByuN is not.
I mean, it's a preferable outcome, really.
It's true. It's very true. Meanwhile, ByuN once again trying to go for some Raven harass, but the Cyclone does catch them. Sorry, Viking. Oh my God.
Yeah. Forces an auto turret out. Not a bit of a waste on energy, but at the same time, it does boost up the Viking a little bit, so ByuN is going to have a bit of an easier time fighting that in particular.
Yes, he does. Meanwhile, we do see Dream trying to push into this siege tank line, and he is able to break through. Meanwhile, ByuN actually unsieges in time, and he's able to back off, keeping these tanks alive.
But for how long? The Ravens have regained their energy light. The tanks are still standing strong for now.
God, that they are. Meanwhile, a couple of Vikings and the rest of reinforcements are meeting up here with ByuN. His dream being baited in and overextending a little bit. Uh-oh.
Completely baited in.
Oh, God.
26 is super low.
That they are, as ByuN was able to get through into the high grass and siege up, forces Dream back.
Always a neat little trick you can do when you're under treat. Right in the tall grass, the shrubbery, if you will.
Yeah.
You get a free, at least one free volley off.
There you go. And are we? I'm just waiting to see. Is ByuN ever going to try and disable? Is that? The unbind.
That's not a thing. Not in my legacy. Our turrets are helping out a little bit on the DPS. ByuN is supposed to play a siege up. Doesn't quite have a pretty big buffer for these tanks, but at 4 tanks, they act as their own buffer.
Oh God, that so they do.
A little too soon, maybe.
And what's important is that even if this gets cleaned up, ByuN, he took down 13 SCVs, and he still traded favorably compared to Dream. Oh my God, the tanks stand strong, just barely.
Wow, one of them is literally at about 5 health. 16, but you know.
4.
Now it's 4,
it was 16
but it's
kills.
still alive. Yeah.
True. And now in come the reinforcing Marines, and ByuN breaks the defenses of Dream and takes the game.
He really knows how to, I don't want to say stalemate, but how to parade push. There we go. From a bit of a stalemate.
Yeah, like there's just something about these engagements by ByuN. Like he does always seem to be the first player to siege up or to like get that like leg up on his opponent.
He shoots first.
He does shoot first. God, every time. There we go.
We're trying to stretch.
Don't forget to stretch, people. Don't forget to stretch.
Stitch.
Thankfully, Enki will not be playing against ByuN.
Aww. Would've. We need another like micro challenge bracket.
Fun fact, Cosmos, I think it was last week, Cosmos actually made it to like the semi-finals of Centimeter, you know. It's crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah. He's so like, I just want to cast.
Yeah. And that's always what happens, right? It's like, I want to eat. No, you have SEO. But regardless, we are here, continuing, potentially concluding, but hopefully not, our series grand finales, our first ever TvT here on Romanticide LE. We're in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top left-hand corner. The Red Terran player coming out from the land of Korea. He is, of course, going to be representing his team Shopify Rebellion. He is the one-man army himself. He is ByuN.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the Romanticide LE, we have the Korean Terran player. He is blue, representing Good Game Gaming. GGG. Oh my God. Getting proxied, getting ByuN. It is Dream.
And he's going gas racks, gas. No.
He's SCV scouting.
SCV scout.
Yeah, I think
that's what you have to do when you go gas racks, gas.
Mate, for the first time this entire series, we have a Terran player SCV scouting.
Mate.
It's crazy. Oh God! All right.
That comment doesn't look. I mean, it doesn't look normal, but it doesn't look too suspicious.
Yeah, exactly. You know, things aren't as they seem, and things, you know, we're seeing some uncanny valley effect, if you will. Something is amiss, as we do have Reapers on the way here for ByuN. Oh, he knows.
He's well aware, I think.
It's one of those things where, like, hey, there should be a factory here. If there's no factory, then there's a proxy, right? Because, I mean, your gas is being spent somewhere. Meanwhile, there we go. ByuN did scout the racks. He's returning back home. He's well aware of what is coming his way.
That being double Reapers, but does Dream have enough time to consolidate?
I'll go the Reaper!
There is a single Reaper, but only a single Reaper. The wall and wall. But I guess it is a bit of a waste of wall against Reapers, ain't it?
True. Meanwhile, I like to think that ByuN just messaged him and said, who the hell SCV scouts in the TvT? He's like, the hell are you doing, mate? Oh god. So they do trade a Reaper for a Reaper, and Dream is even the first player to start his CC. Like, Dream is in a great position right now, as long as he doesn't lose too much.
Yeah, which is definitely a possibility, considering how the last couple of engagements went.
That it is. Meanwhile, ByuN doesn't risk it. He doesn't go up the ramp. He doesn't try to break into the main base. Instead, he just relies on his racks to scout a little bit. Look at the production. Look at the timing on the CC.
Which he will be able to catch fairly shortly.
That he will. He sneaks in. I kind of want him to land, but
just cause, yeah, why not? But he's waiting for an add-on to be thrown down so he can land and prevent the add-on, I guess.
Yeah.
Or best case scenario, steal the add-on.
That's what I would do, but like, especially because there was a reactor on the way on the racks, I would have landed next to the starport to deny the tech lab and force just to be annoying.
Well, that's why Dream is up there, and both of us are here, unfortunately.
It's very true. It's very true. Dream is up in the clouds right now, in Cloud 9, as, again, you know, a very nice opener here. ByuN, because of said opener, he is already here on location with his own CC, only just now being morphed into an orbital.
And they are. Or it is, rather. Ton of Reapers come out here for ByuN, 4 of them. And no Hellions to support them just yet, but Hellion is back at home, used defensively. Or was, rather. To get picked off.
Yeah. We'll see how things diverge here, as at the moment we do see a bit of a switch coming up. Once again, ByuN is not going for the Ravens at all. He is instead relying more on some drops, as the medevac is on the way. Reaper sneaks in for Dream, and he actually scouts the production.
The Terran Dark.
Yeah.
That's got the production. He knows that he's skipping out on the tech lab for that starport, so ByuN trying to get the air superiority early on. Dream may want to remedy this by a couple more Cyclones or eventually a Thor.
It's possible, mate. It's possible.
Eventually.
Yeah. We'll see if the game lasts that long. I mean, we are on the romantic side, to be fair, and I mean, this does kind of lead to more longer games here, but we'll see, especially because of how aggressive our two players have been. We do see even a bit of a skirmish, a bit of a back and forth between, you know, these Reapers and these more mech units. But as all this is happening, Dream is headed out across the map. He wants to try and hinder the economy of ByuN.
Show me the medevacs, ByuN, or the Vikings, I should say, but instead, couple of medevacs with a double drop. This can be devastating, especially with Stim about to finish up. Oh yeah, if the Reapers distract the army.
Yeah, like if we quickly look in the main base, like what does Dream have? He has one tank in the main, but it is feeling a little bit exposed. Thankfully, there are plenty of Marines on patrol. Yo, the Cyclone comes in as well. Like Dream is ready for anything to come in, so ByuN has to be so careful, especially because he just used his boost.
Counterpoint dropping directly on top of the tanks. But he is being a lot more conservative with his drop.
Yeah, like this is a nice setup from Dream. Like, look at that tank spread, man. Look at just the spread in general.
Oh, it's like jam.
It's smooth like PB&J.
Oh,
is that a thing in Singapore?
Yeah. You have to make it on your own, but yeah, not jelly. We don't really have jelly, but I like jam anyway. So
well, jelly doesn't exist outside of America.
Here when you talk about jelly, we're talking about like the gelatin kind of
Yeah,
dessert
that's what
or
I mean.
snack.
Yeah, like jelly is jelly.
Yeah,
like the
jelly is
thing
like
that you eat with a
agar.
spoon. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or you
Yeah.
slurp it up like Jello.
Yeah, like only animals like refer to like marmalade or spread like some kind of jam spread as jelly. Like that's disgusting. Like what are you on about?
Well, apparently jelly is like they get rid of all of the chunks, and that's how it's like classified in there.
Well, that's the difference between marmalade and like a conservative, right?
Is it?
Well, marmalade and
Vegemite?
jam. Yeah. What?
I don't know. I don't really eat marmalade.
Or do you? You just don't know it.
Do I? Do I? Well, speaking of doing things and not knowing it, ByuN going for a push.
Oh yeah, let's go. Meanwhile, Dream, he's already in position. Oh my god, he's setting up a sensor tower, so once ByuN does move in closer, he will have full vision of this. He's got tanks spread out as well. We were talking about praising even his defensive position earlier, and now it's just fortified it even further. Like, what do you, like, ByuN, please, don't face check it. Don't face check it. Don't face check it. Oh my god.
ByuN should have really rotated around.
Oh god,
but he decides to anyway. The Marines are in a position to buffer for these tanks, and ByuN jumps right on top of them, takes them out. His own tanks are sieged up.
Wow. The spread didn't even matter. ByuN, he just stims on forward, spreads his own Marines in a very nice fashion, takes out 3 tanks, and now he's going for a drop into the main base. Oh no, the missile turret.
Mate, the one time ByuN doesn't siege up first, and he gets the engagement anyway.
Wow.
A little bit of friendly fire here, thanks to the Marine bomb coming out from Dream, and it looks like we should be eventually able to clean this up, but no, the tanks are still alive. The medevacs have been cleared out, but there's still a couple of Marines here that can potentially buffer for those tanks. Very nice scan here from the side of ByuN.
Mate.
And he can reinforce this. He can parade push.
Mate,
reinforcements coming down.
ByuN's micro here has been insane. The way that he just repositioned his tanks kept them alive. Even was able to snipe another tank there of Dream. Dream, despite having earlier like the defender's advantage and the supply, like he's being pulled apart.
Yeah.
You're not played, mate.
A lot. Absolutely has. I mean, there's a lot more to micro than just pure unit control, which ByuN, you know, typically does have a lot of, but his positioning has absolutely wowed me every single time. He wins these Marine tank engagements. GG is called. ByuN wins the first ever TvT Grand Finals in an ESL Asia, and his first ever ESL Asia. Wowee.
Yeah, just like that, ByuN does take the series 3-1. Didn't even need to go to the ace match. And like just the manner in which he did it as well, like just the way that he was able to engage the army.
Right from the start of series.
Exactly the way he handled his tanks, his Marines, like it was beautiful, mate. Wow.
It really was. Wow.
And Dream also being maybe a little bit too cocky there.
A little bit. Whew. Man. What a finals.
Yeah. What a grand finals.
We were guaranteed hype once we saw Dream was making it to the finals. Then that got doubled when we saw ByuN was making it there. That got tripled when we realized it was a first TvT finals in ESL Open Cup Asia, and potentially in every ESL Open Cup. These have been pretty Protoss dominated, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just really impressed with ByuN just because for a long time now, ever since ByuN has been back from the military, like he has been a very solid mid-tier player amongst the pro scene.
He honestly got back into that mid-tier 4 a lot quicker than I expected. I mean, a month out of the military, a week out of the military, he beats the best Protoss players and qualifies for Code A, or I guess it was round of 32 at Code S at the time. And then a month out of the military, he wins Asus ROG. Like, what?
Yeah, like he popped off. But like again, like he hasn't found the success that I know that he found earlier when he was in his prime. And as an example of that, like here in these weeklies, despite being as active as he has been, this is his first championship. This is his first win in ESL Open Cup Asia.
I'm just, every time I just shake my fists over at the wrists of ByuN. Like, damn you. God had to nerf him because he was
Yeah.
that good.
Yeah.
Damn you.
Oh god. But I guess what I'm getting at is that like it looks good right now that the fact that he was able to come in, win this tournament, like ByuN, at least when it comes to his TvT and even his TvP, like he's looking very informed.
Yeah. I would say ByuN is less like, say, someone like a Cure or a Maru who are consistently in that
Top 4.
Yeah, for tearing that top 4, but when he is number 1, it's not even close.
Yeah, his peaks are higher, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Yep. That's the more generally well understood phrase.
Yeah, and we'll see if he can peak again, because again, like I have high hopes for him. Like that was an incredible series that he had, an incredible day of StarCraft. And of course we still have our final series of GSL for the year and DreamHack later on.
Exactly, final series of GSL for the year. You touched a little bit on it, but yeah, DreamHack Winter is coming up. But after that, outside of DreamHack Winter, there's also going to be DreamHack Last Chance. And ByuN was barely able to sneak his way into the round of 36 of IEM last year. Can he do it again this year? We'll see. We'll see.
So. I hope so.
Especially because now it's offline.
It is offline.
We get to see some ceremonies.
It would be great to see ByuN again in an offline event after a very, very long time.
I'm sure Kuro would be looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we'll see. We'll see if this is like kind of like a bit of a blip or a little bit of something, an anomaly, like in the middle of the season, or if we're gonna see a more consistent ByuN here and keep things up. We'll wait and see.
Fingers crossed.
I
mean, we waited a long time for Creator, and he is popping off. So
True.
That's one player who's, you know, I don't want to say fulfilling our expectations, but is giving us hope.
Definitely.
And reason to hope, I should say.
Oh god, really is. And we'll see how things go here. Meanwhile, of course, that is the end of the tournament. Congratulations, ByuN, for being the first for winning his first ever ESL Open Cup Asia, and for doing it in the first ever TvT in ESL Open Cup Asia. So in a very, very impressive fashion. And yeah, thank you, Yaku, for joining me today. Thank you.
You as well. We are going to be joined a lot in the upcoming weeks. So this is, for me anyway, a bit of a, because you've had ANZ champs and whatnot, but for me this is like whatchamacallit, the pre-ceremony, the pre-show.
The pre-show,
What's it called? The warm-up for me.
We have to get back into the swing of things because, as Yaku is saying, this week, DreamHack qualifiers, they are back. They have returned. Oh boy, in a couple of days, in 2 days actually, we're gonna be back with DreamHack qualifiers for Taiwan, Hong Kong, and then that's just the beginning of the end for us.
For us, whoa. Well, I guess that is the last major, like big major marathon like stretch for us. We may, you know, if there's another TSL, then we may be doing qualifiers for that or and whatnot, but. You know, for the B streams and for DreamHack, which is, you know, kind of the big event, right, for every season. Yeah,
it's the biggest event for StarCraft. So we're going to be there hosting or covering every single qualifier for DreamHack, as many as we can. Taiwan, Hong Kong, China, North America, Latin America, Oceania. So if you enjoy our casting, if you want to hear more of it, we will be there throughout the entirety of this week.
I get it.
Give us strength, because we're gonna need it.
I get it. We'll be there.
No. Meanwhile, Yaku, why don't you tell the people more about where they can find you, mate? Are you gonna be streaming today, tomorrow, maybe?
No. Tomorrow I'm going out. I'm buying an entire shelf of Red Bull. If I can't find Hot 6, I'll try to find Hot 6.
Mate, Pocari Sweat. Get some Pocari in you, man.
Pocari Sweat?
Yeah.
But I'm not sweating.
Well, that's why you need the Pocari.
I might be able to find Hot 6, so.
Nice. Likewise, I actually have a couple of cans of Red Bull that I've been stocking up. I'm probably gonna get some more, and I'm probably gonna get some more Dare Ice coffee as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna dig out like a cooler bag.
Yeah.
For me.
We're gonna need it, mate. We're gonna need it.
And try to and try to just stuff it full before each broadcast.
Oh boy, oh boy. But with that, we are done for the day. Again, congratulations to our winners, our finalists, our semi-finalists, and our quarter-finalists. And you already know where our next broadcast is going to be. But Yaku, where can people find more of you? Maybe not this week, but in future weeks, if you will.
Twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1, Twitter.com/Empore Yakuzaku. I will announce when I go live over there. I've been able to do that. I've remembered that. But if I don't, !Discord in the chat, you can find the bot that announces when any of the CranKy Ducklings or Duckling affiliates go live. And we're all there, I'm there, Blake's there, Arking is there, Cristiano is there.
True.
Everyone.
Yo, on that note, Yaku, you should, I'm sure Kuro will make some clips. I recommend you tune in to the second half of Battle of the Americas today. Because Cristiano jumped on to cast. And it was a clown fiesta, mate. He lost his mind. He started talking about a duck cult. And he started quacking in Brazilian. He lost his goddamn mind, and he was trying to piece some things together. He pulled a Yaku, mate. It was crazy.
Did he ever go Pele?
Pele. There were moments where he reached that. There were moments. Oh god. So along those lines, if you ever want to tune into some of the VODs, if you're watching right now, check us out on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube, or check our VODs out on Twitch. They are all going to be there uploaded.
Our latest VODs won't be on YouTube yet. We are still catching up on them, but we do highlight our VODs here on Twitch until we upload them on YouTube. So yeah, you should be able to find them here. Go to our highlights and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
be there.
Plenty of VODs available. If you enjoy casting and want to tune into things that you were unable to see live. Meanwhile, again, if you want to support the channel, of course, you can check us out here or support us on Twitch. We also have a Patreon page as well. We have our pro team that we do fund and support, and we are able to do that with the help of what we make here on Twitch as well as Patreon. So without the support from the viewers, and it's something that we just wouldn't be able to pull off. So thank you. Thank you so much for all the support. We are grateful. The CranKy Ducklings are grateful. Our players are, like Eric, Oreo, Starduck, Neo, Patty Mac, and
they're going to be featured next season of DreamHack. Oh, man.
And they're going to pop up.
They should, but the one I'm most hyped for, honestly, like Patty Mac. We got robbed of Patty Mac popping off last season because of some scheduling bullshit. The minute after we announced, we signed Patty Mac, he popped off into qualifiers, and I was like, oh, I can't play in these because of schedule.
Yeah, because he was moving. He was moving literally on the days of the group stage.
Computer, no access to the internet, nothing. And it's like, mate, this season though, top 4, 100%.
Oh no, 100%. Patty Mac will easily make it to the group stage. So will all of our players. Ryu was there last season, Eric as well. Starduck made it to top 6 of Oceania. Like, mate.
And he's looking even better this season. Yeah, and at champs, like, mate, and 2-0 probe.
He 2-0'd probe. Oreo is looking really good as well. Like, we just saw him today against Nice, and mate, he almost beat Nice. Let's be real. Oh boy, it's gonna be an amazing time for the CranKy Ducklings. An amazing end of the year, end of 2021. Oh.
Mate, imagine if we go into these cross finals and half the players are from CranKy.
The dream, mate. The dream.
That's ideal.
Oh boy. And with that, thank you everyone for watching. We appreciate the support. Yaku, do you have any final words?
Let's take a look here. Let's see. Pearls dissolve in vinegar. That's what the candy wrapper fun fact is telling me.
We'll see you next time.
It'd be International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Mi
Ciao.
voglio bella.